News. 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 We got so much news, I don't even know what to do. Hello everybody, I am Scuttles and welcome back to some more Jurassic World Evolution 2 news. I have just gotten back from college today and there is just news off the charts. I have missed so much and I'm so sad about that. I saw one brief snippet of a trailer while I was there at class, so I tried to upload the video there from my laptop. It was a little bit scuffed. It's still scuffed. I haven't even got to fix it yet. I just got home and my Discord's been blowing up with people telling me that there's all this new information that I'm missing. Either way, with that being said, we have so many new topics to cover today, so let's get right into it. Before this video starts, I would just like to quickly mention that if you are enjoying the content that you're finding here on the channel, if you would consider subscribing, that would actually mean a ton to me, as right now we are currently on the race to try and hit 10,000 subscribers by the time that my birthday rolls around in just about a month or so. It's looking like it's going to be a close one, but if we could just pull this off, then that would be such a huge milestone that I'd just be so very grateful for, and I just wouldn't be able to thank you guys enough. But with that being said, let's move on with the video. First and foremost, you can find that a few different content creators around YouTube are lucky enough to get their hands on the game to actually play it for a little bit in order to share with the public what the new game will actually bring. There's some beautiful new gameplay out there. I'll put a couple highlight videos of a couple aquatic creatures and some avian creatures, probably from Best in Sloth, the Gaming Beaver. There's all those big name channels like that, but either way, I'll just put some stuff up on screen now, just to quench your guys' thirst if you haven't seen anything yet. I'm assuming you guys have already seen this stuff, which is why I'm only showing like a brief clip of it instead of everything that they've got to offer. But if you'd like to see more of this stuff, be sure to go check out their channels, links in the description below, and you can find the full video of their gameplay, because I was not lucky enough to actually get my hands on the game. I know, big shock. That being said, Jurassic World Evolution 2 has now been made available for pre-order coming November 9th. So that's right folks, Jurassic World Evolution 2 will be coming much sooner than we expected. Some of us were hypothesizing that maybe it would be around like December-ish time, right around with Christmas and everything like that. But no, it's coming even before that, over a whole month before Christmas, really being closer to the end of October rather than Christmas. If we take a look at the new forum page for this new Jurassic World Evolution 2 content, we can find information both new and old. Now, while the introduction of these what-if scenarios are not necessarily anything new, as it's been revealed that these will already be in the game before, we do actually get a couple new hints as to what sort of scenarios we can expect to find, both in this new forum post as well as the new Jurassic World Evolution 2 pre-order trailer. For starters, it says here in the forum post that what we can do is we can try and recreate John Hammond's dream park of a fully functional, operational Jurassic Park, where people from all over the world could come and enjoy the presence of these magnificent prehistoric creatures being brought back to life by the engine scientist. Furthermore, both touched on here in this forum post as well as in the trailer, it says that we will be able to even showcase the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the San Diego Amphitheater, which is that big zoo-like showcasing exhibit that was introduced to us in The Lost World Jurassic Park, the second of the Jurassic Park films. Scrolling down a wee bit further, we can actually find 3 beautiful screenshots of the new vehicles that will be introduced in the games, sporting skins that were inspired by none other than the vehicles used in The Lost World Jurassic Park. Lots of inspiration being taken from that second film, apparently. On the far left side, we can find a screenshot of the beautiful new Ranger vehicle sporting the Hummer-like skin that was going down the game trail where they would go and tranquilize Parasaurolophus, Pachycephalosaurus, and all that good stuff. In the middle, we can see the mobile veterinary unit to treat dinosaurs. Now, this vehicle was obviously not actually in the Lost World Jurassic Park, but you can still see that they took the inspiration from the other vehicles around and gave it their best guess as to what this sort of mobile veterinary unit vehicle could have looked like had it been there on the island. And last but not least, on the far right, we get a new look at the helicopter, sporting again that Jurassic Park, the Lost World sort of skin. A nice dark forest green color with the engine logo painted on the side respectively. Now, there is more information to be looked at, but in terms of just the basic pre-order package, this is everything to do with that. Moving on now to the deluxe version. If you just so happen to buy this Jurassic World Evolution 2 Deluxe Edition, it will come with some extra content that nobody else gets except for those who have this Deluxe Edition. For starters, you will get 6 new amenity guest building signs, which are to be used for your shops and restaurants. For starters, you'll get 3 food signs, that of which is a sushi sign, a carvery sign, I have no idea what that is, sounds sort of like caviar, maybe that's what it is, and waffles. Because I mean, who doesn't like waffles?
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Moving on to the drinks facilities, we'll have signs for a fruity shop and an herbal tea shop. And last but not least, we'll have the new Amber souvenir shop, which is my personal favorite of the bunch. Now, any Jurassic Park fans know that this little piece of amber is one of the most iconic symbols in all of the franchise. So it'd be absolutely awesome if theoretically we as little park goers could walk up to a souvenir shop and take home one of these little amber keychains, hinting towards possibly Jurassic Park Operation Genesis amber keychains that we could pick up in those souvenir shops. Moving on to vehicle skins, we will also receive new Dinosaur Protection Group vehicles, which, in case you were unaware, is the group that Claire Dearing made in Fallen Kingdom and acts sort of as an animal rights movement for the dinosaurs rather than letting them be wiped out by the volcano. We once again have our Ranger vehicle all decked out with the DPG logo on the side of it, which appears to be a little Stegosaurus. Moving on to the middle, we have the mobile veterinary unit again. Nothing really too much to comment about with this mobile veterinary unit, just kind of a big box with a big green stripe down the side of it. Nothing too crazy. And last but not least, we once again have the helicopter for the Dinosaur Protection Group. This one actually featuring a slight model change than the other vehicles. As you can see, this one is all enclosed, sort of like a news helicopter sort of thing. And whatever this little doohickey contraption is on the front, I think it's sort of like a sonar-y, radar dishy sort of thing. I don't even know. But you can see it's actually extended out in front of the helicopter rather than being directly underneath it. And the tail section itself of the helicopter sports one side blade rather than featuring a blade set into the vehicle, as you can see with the previous helicopter. And now here's the exciting parts. Frontier states that if the 75 plus dinosaurs and prehistoric reptiles that are in the base game aren't enough to quench your thirst for dinosaurs, you can get 5 more of these creatures by buying this deluxe edition, which includes 1 new dinosaur, 1 new flying reptile, and lastly 1 new marine reptile. Now you might be asking yourself, well wait a minute now, I thought it said that you would get 5 new creatures, how come this is only 3 here? And that is because you will actually be receiving some creatures that were in the previous Jurassic World Evolution, but apparently did not make the cut onto the roster of this new game. So for starters, we have the Hoyangosaurus. I believe that's how it's pronounced. That could be an absolute butchering of it, but hey, I did my best and that's all that matters, right Mom? That was awkward. Anyways, you may remember this adorable creature from the first game. I found this creature to be one of my absolute favorite stegosaurs in the game, as I thought it was always just an adorable little creature with teeny tiny little spiky bits and plates on the back, and it made adorable little sounds as well. Wow, have I said adorable enough? I don't think I have. Let's keep moving on with the adorable creatures. On to the next creature, we have the Packy Rhinosaurus. This one featuring quite a hefty overhaul from the previous game. It didn't look really all that much like this in the previous one. Sure, it's still a Packy Rhinosaurus at the end of the day, so there's only so much that can be changed, but it feels like a very different creature when I look at it, especially with regards to the skin. The skin seemed to be a vast improvement from Jurassic World Evolution to Jurassic World Evolution 2, and it is by far a feature that I am very excited to get my hands on and see the full extent of this new skin pattern creation system. Now here's the new one, folks, Megalosaurus. It is apparently one of the first dinosaurs to ever have been discovered, and its name literally means big lizard. Supposedly first discovered in 1676, it is now part of your Jurassic World Evolution 2 Deluxe Edition. So as you can see, it's a pretty standard sort of carnivorous theropod, which is why they say it's one of the earliest ones, because according to the paleontological, is that how you say that? Record, I believe this creature was actually the ancestor that branched off into all of the carnivores that we love today, such as Allosaurus and all those other big scary carnivores that we love. Moving on to the new flying creature, we have Geosternbergia, something like that. I think it's Geosternbergia. Anyways, this creature had a wingspan that could grow over 7 meters long. And in case you're not familiar with the metric system, in American terms, that is a very long wingspan. Now I could be wrong, but whenever I look at this creature, I am instantly reminded of the pterosaur that was flying at the beginning of Disney's Dinosaur, and I would be willing to place my money that that is what this creature is. And now, most excitingly, we have the new, exclusive marine creature that will be released for the deluxe edition of Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is the Atomborosaurus. Reminds me of David Attenborough. I almost wonder if that's who it's named. Oh, well, actually, hold up, look right there. Named after famous historian Sir David Attenborough. I want to be him when I grow up. That being said, this plesiosaur lived 190 million years ago, which in American terms is a very long time ago, and it was named after Sir David Attenborough, as we mentioned beforehand, who, just by the way, is one of the greatest people of all time. Hi David, if you're watching this, I love you and I want to be like you one day. and apparently his brother is Richard Attenborough, the man himself who played John Hammond. Now this might make me look stupid. I recognize that they had the same last name, but I never actually put together the fact that they were brothers. That just makes me love the Attenboroughs even more now. And that's gonna be everything for this new Frontier Forum post. It was absolutely packed with new, juicy information, but I think that's gonna have to just about do it for us here today. In this new Jurassic World Evolution 2 pre-order trailer, we can find a plethora of interesting details, but the first thing and most important thing that I would love to touch on is the fact that there are many new animations in which animals seem to be very close to one another, almost hinting towards a possible breeding system. For example, the first clip that we're able to see showcasing this is none other than two Stegosaurus who happen to kind of rub up on one another. Now you could argue that this is for dominance or just playful behavior, but I believe that this could actually be more so of a breeding behavior. Earlier today, in that little bit of game leak information, the man who was commenting on all of this touched on the fact that animals will now be able to breed in Jurassic World Evolution 2, which I believe could be a sign that your creatures are in an exhibit where all of their requirements are met and they are therefore comfortable enough to breed. And this is a feature I am incredibly excited about for a multitude of reasons. One, it feels like we'll finally be able to make like this beautiful nature reserve ecosystem sanctuary place where we can have carnivores and herbivores and have them delicately balanced with one another, where the herbivores are able to reproduce at a rate that's able to both sustain their population as well as the carnivores' population, as obviously the carnivores will be eating the herbivores, but the herbivores will be able to still sustain their numbers through repopulating. And I think that is just a beautiful little cycle of a mini ecosystem that we can hopefully build with essentially a sort of Site B type of island. I think that would be phenomenal to try out. But let's move on before we just sit here looking at this one frame all day. And really, as we just continue on through this trailer and watch more and more scenes from it, one thing is very apparent to me, and that's that Frontier really has been putting in the extra animation hours to make these creatures feel as alive as possible. In every single shot that you look at now, there's something new and unique that we haven't seen before that makes these animals feel so alive and interconnected with one another. From the fact that the Stegosaurs will go up and rub against each other, to the Brachiosaurs kind of cradling each other's necks, to the Triceratops down below in this beautiful overhead shot, just wrestling, fighting, or playing in the mud down below by the river. And even to with these Nasutoceratops who are kind of like gnawing on each other's horns. I don't really know what that's all about, if that's some sort of playful behavior or some sort of breeding behavior as well, but it's interesting to see, and it's nice to just know that that will be in the game just to help our creatures feel that much more alive. Also showcased here in the new trailer is what looks to be the reintroduction of the Hoyangosaurus from the original game, obviously with a little bit of a makeover and a beautiful new system of pattern choices, all of which help this creature to become a nice menacing threat for your little critters and herbivores in the park. And even your guests in some cases. Moving on a little bit further into the trailer, we get this lovely shot of what looks to be a Collaboratus? And I could be wrong about the name. I really don't know my pterosaurs all too well, but that's just what this reminded me of. After this, we get an exciting new shot of what looks to be an Allosaurus fighting one of the new Pinocchio Rexes, which I'm still gonna butcher this. I believe it's Chanchusaurus? Something like that? I'm trying my best. And then last but not least, we get this glorious, marvelous shot of the great white shark being carried across the zip line sort of thing above the new Mosasaur lagoon. And then right before fading to black, we get to see this silhouette of the creature underneath, lunging up out of the water and snapping its jaws down onto the unsuspecting shark. Well, I guess the shark wouldn't be able to suspect it anyways, it's already dead, but you know what I mean. And that is it, folks. That has been the new forum post and pre-order trailer that has been announced for Jurassic World Evolution 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've had a blast looking at all of the new information that's been posted today, and I hope you guys are just as excited about this game as I am. November 9th, baby. It's not that far away, and I cannot wait to find more juicy details about this game and to one day get my hands on it, and we will have the time of our lives playing it here on the channel. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.